Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. In this video I'm going to do an update on the orchids that I am growing in watercolor. This is my pretty phalaenopsis Cleopatra. She is continuing to bloom for the past 6 or 7 months. That is the moment when I have purchased it, and from the tip she is continuing to push bud after bud, here and here, 2, 3, sometimes even 5 blooms on the same branch, opened, very pretty. And as you can see, she is growing in this pretty glass vase. I have painted this one myself, but I am not going to talk too much about that. The orchid is right now pushing a second spike in here, already starting to push up blooms. You can see the orchid is wet because it just has been showered. A few days ago I done a pest treatment. I have some thrips in my orchid collection. Actually not on this particular one, but I done it just for prevention, and that one stained my leaves. Now I showered it to make it to remove them. So here is the root system. Even though those roots to you seem rather blackish in color, they are all good, they are all growing. I have also root tips. The orchid is continuing to grow roots and spikes and blooms all at the same time, also leaves. I have just changed the water because the old one was rather full of algae, and I wanted to show to you how pretty she looks like this. I'm not changing the water too often, just when the water gets completely consumed I fill it again. I hope you can see the water is until here. The roots are quite big. I try to leave as much airflow as possible, so I don't want vases which are too small. And I also hope that you like my design. I just wanted to improve the overall looks of the orchids in watercolor because I didn't really like the bare glass vases, and I'm also going to show to you the Vanda orchids. Okay, so next we have my Vanda Pachara Delight. This orchid has been blooming for the past year almost continuously. She has just finished blooming about 2 weeks ago or 1 month ago, and finally she started to grow again. I am waiting for new root production. This one is not really in watercolor, so I water the orchid once every 3 to 7 days depending on the weather. Right now it's winter, so she gets watered once every 7 days. I just fill up the vase until the base of the orchid, so until here I leave her for 1 day or 2 depending how I remember, and then I just dump it out. If you want to consider this watercolor, consider it. I just wanted to tell you that it works really great. But you are going to see not all my orchids are responding well to watercolor, and that is not really about the method of culture, but I think the orchids themselves have something. Next we have another phalaenopsis orchid which is also blooming. This is the phalaenopsis harlequin. She was growing in semi-hydro, but she was not growing all that well, and I have moved it about 3 months ago into watercolor. You are going to see the water is quite dirty, so I am going to change it after this video is over. She's growing well. After I have moved it, it has pushed up these roots because in semi-hydro she just didn't grew well. Let me turn it around. So right now it's starting to recover, let's say, and also grow this spike with at the moment one bud. It had more of them, but they blasted because the water got soaked in, and I was not at home, so she got dry for too long. I am, by the way, I'm trying to do full watercolor on all the orchids except the Vandas. Okay, so next we have another phalaenopsis orchid which right now needs to be watered because the level of water got too down. And here is the design that I did, some lilies. The roots are growing well, but this orchid was completely rootless. When I have received it from a friend, she was full of mealybugs. I have saved it, and now she started to produce some good roots. As you can see, the roots really like the water, but I need to fill up it a bit more because the roots are not yet long enough, and you just want the tip of the roots to always touch the water in full water culture at least, but make sure that the base of the orchid is not sitting in water. Next, I have my Siderea japonica. This is one of the orchids which is doing fine in water culture, but the orchid never did extraordinarily well for me because I think she is sick. I'm not sure what she has, but she's just not vigorous. She's not losing leaves, she's not losing roots, but she never bloomed, although I have it for about 4 years. She is flowering size, but at least she's stable. So let me show to you the roots. They are. So yeah, she's doing okay, but I have tried her in bark, I have tried to grow her in moss and in semi-hydro. None of them worked extremely well. I'm going to see how she does this summer in water culture, because that is a season when she likes to grow some more. Here I have an Oncidium type. It is a Brassea actually, and wanted to show you something. So I had some some gel balls some time ago, and I really wanted to try them out and see if I can keep the pseudobulbs on top of the level of water, and I have used them, and at the first they did work great, but I think they leaked something in the water and the roots really hate it. So she did try to grow some roots. Those are alive roots, they are not dead, but they just stopped growing, and the orchid is basically doing nothing ever since. I'm putting just a little bit of water, I hope you can see. This one needs some cleaning as well. Here I have another phal in water culture, which needs some root cutting, just fell off a leaf. She does have some live roots, but most of them are dead, so I need to clean her off, to clean off the water, and maybe let her soak overnight in some calcium and magnesium, maybe some nitrogen too. When I have received this orchid, she was in a very old media, so I have moved her to water culture, but the orchid is continuing to try to push up some buds, so I might just cut off all the spikes until the orchid recovers. I am still going to think about that. Next, here I have my phalaenopsis peach delight. I think this orchid is infected with flag virus, which is weird because I know these pests are transmitted by spider mites, which this orchid never had. But anyway, she is right now pushing up a spike, and finally she's growing well. She was in semi-hydro, and she always done a weird powder on the medium, very weird bio load, let's say. And now she's in full water culture. I think she's growing well. Some roots might be dead, so I need to clean her off. She is for about 1 month maybe in water culture, so she's doing okay. She's growing actively some roots, so she's fine. She just needs some TLC, but you can see she's healthy. She grows huge leaves, but they all do these weird marks. This is not because of the water culture, she is just infected with something. Okay, so next we have that phalaenopsis no ID orchid, which had about 150 blooms on some multiple spikes. I will try to find a picture and I will show it to you. This orchid pretty much adapted instantly to water culture. Some of the orchids do that, and some of them just struggle and never pretty much get used to it. Anyway, this is her root system. The roots, you might say they don't look great, but they are. They did not die, and they drink so much water. I usually try to put the water until here, and in 1 week it is all absorbed. right now she's growing, she's doing fine, so I'm really happy. I cannot wait to see some more spikes on this one. Okay, so next we have this Cattleya orchid. She is really not doing fine. She did grow some new growths, but they did not yet mature, and the old roots died. Of course, I did not have time to cut them off, so I am going to. But she did not try to push up in the past 6 months any single root, so I think that she's just going to go into semi-hydro because I'm not too comfortable growing Cattleyas in semi-hydro, in waterculture, so that is that. Okay, so next we have a Vanda orchid, which is actually in bloom. This orchid suffered from thrips, so she has been sprayed, but she's okay. She has really pretty blooms, although they do have some thrip damage. And they are just growing in vases. As I said, watered once every 7 days in the winter time, fertilized at every single water, and the roots, as you can see, grow well. Here as well I have another one. The roots go quite a lot in the air, and this one as well. So this method really works for a lot of orchids. I don't really have success with Cattleyas, but I only put one Cattleya and one Oncidium type in them, so maybe that is not really the perfect conclusion. So I'm going to try with some more maybe sometime. Another very sorry for itself orchid, it is this phal. Yeah, what can I say? She was potted in a very decomposed media, and all the roots died. She just doesn't want to grow any roots. Today I have cut off all the old spikes, so maybe sometime soon she will start to grow. Right now she's with only that dried stem inside the water, and she stays like this. She looks quite pretty in this vase, but I'm not sure if she is going to survive. I'm trying to keep her like this, and maybe I am going to save her, who knows. I'm not really sure. She's already getting dehydrated, and she's staying on top of the heater because I want as much moisture as I can to give her, and maybe promote some root production, who knows. I'm not going to do the treatment with the leaves in water, just to see if pretty much I can save any orchid in water culture just like this. So let's wait and see. And the last orchid which is going to get featured in today's video, it is this phalaenopsis. This is also a white phalaenopsis. She is growing a branch from this spike, and another one from this, or a new one, let's say. She's not really doing all that good, so this orchid responded well when I have originally put her in water culture, but I had that bad idea to put the gel balls to keep the orchid on top of the water, and the orchid at the start, so these were all new roots. She did not have old roots, so these were old roots. She pushed them almost immediately, but guess what, after let's say 1 month staying in those gel balls, they turned up like this, and ever since she doesn't want to grow anything, to do anything except try to bloom. She's not pushing up any new leaf. This is a part which got burnt because of the heater, so right now I'm trying to keep her more close to the actual glass. And the design on the vase, I think, is really pretty, but the orchid is not doing wonderful, unfortunately. And here is a Cattleya in semi-hydro, doesn't have a connection with water culture, but I have this one for Rachel, from Rachel, and she has 2 buds, so I'm really happy. Of course, you are going to ask me how I water them, so I'm going to answer a few questions in advance. So they all stay in water culture, in full water culture, with maximum 1/4 of the roots in water with fertilizer. I use a very weak fertilizer on them because they stay all the time wet, so they receive about 150 ppm, and that is all. They receive the same sunlight. They do receive quite a lot of heat, so don't imagine that in the winter time they don't grow well for me. All my orchids grow well for me in the winter time because they do have a lot of light, and the temperature inside my house never goes below 20, so yeah, my orchids don't really suffer in the winter, so I don't have any issues, not with the water culture orchids and not with the semi-hydro ones. So guys, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below. And of course, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. Thank you very much for watching and see you all next time. Bye!